The dynasty is over. It's done, it's finished, and unfortunately, Steph Curry's career has to end in the worst way possible. And I'm sorry for this crazy intro, it's over exaggerated, this, that, and the third. However, you might feel about Steph Curry, at the age of 37 years old, he's still an amazing player. He's averaging 27 points, he's taken only 19 shots, he's averaging like 40% from the 3-point line. A whole bunch of things are going right for him personally, but for the entire team, this is not it. Everything is going bad. Everybody's getting injured, and in hindsight, everybody can blame Draymond Green. Okay, we could blame him for the destruction of the dynasty from the punch on Jordan Poole, but it goes way further back than that. It goes back to the Kevin Durant situation, the Kevin Durant days, that whole situation when Kevin Durant wanted the ball and Draymond kept the ball, and then he came up the court just yelling, turnover, a whole bunch of things. That moment right there told us everything that we need to know about the Golden State Warriors. Unfortunately, as much of a great impact Draymond Green brings to the team and to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson's career, he's the same person who ended it. And it's the Warriors' fault. They never managed his anger issues, his anger problems, and I'm not even going to say that he's an angry individual off the court, but on the court, they never managed that. They never came out and basically was like, hey, Draymond, you need to chill, you need to do this. They didn't suspend him, they didn't punish him for the Kevin Durant situation. That's why he was so comfortable doing the thing to Jordan Poole that he did. That's why he was so comfortable to punch Jordan Poole in front of everybody. And even when you watch the video, like, nobody reacted until after the punch. Like, what are you doing? That should have never been a thing. You know you're a player. And because of that, they trade Jordan Poole. Then Klay Thompson had his situation with them. He leaves. He goes to the Mavericks. And now you pretty much just have Steph Curry and you're just trying to basically fix everything on the spot. You're Monday morning quarterbacking, right? And it's not working. They get Jimmy Butler, okay, and I guess Jimmy Butler is supposed to be the hero here. He came in, talk about I'm Batman, this, that, and the third. He tried to change the culture. He tried to bring a vibe to the team. Everybody was saying, damn, when will Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green clash heads? When will they crash into each other? When will we see who is really the toughest one on the team? And Jimmy Butler pretty much didn't do anything. He didn't change much. He didn't move the needle. It kind of just stayed where it's at. And now he suffered a torn ACL and he's done for the year. Now, as much as I feel bad, and I'm not going to lie, I really feel bad for Jimmy Butler. If anybody would have been the player to go through this, I don't think it should have been Jimmy Butler, honestly. I'm not wishing anything on anybody else, but I'm just saying Jimmy Butler, with the amount of energy that he brings to the team, the positivity, the back and forths between him and Buddy Hield, so on and so forth. Like, he's just a positive vibe for the team. Even the connection with Jonathan Kuminga. I know there's sometimes where he has said some crazy things about Kuminga, but for the most part, Jimmy Butler, he's like that one person that you could kind of rely on the team. Most of his issues is usually with the front office. I know in the Timberwolves he had his issues with Karl-Anthony Towns, but overall, he's pretty much a good teammate. Even when he went to the Heat in the beginning, he changed the whole vibe, the whole culture. He was a big part of the Tyler Hero development, of the Bam Adebayo development. He was a big part bringing that team together. I mean, he's the same guy who brought the Miami Heat to the NBA Finals. If I'm not mistaken, it was twice. Once against LeBron and once against the Nuggets. I mean, consistently in the playoffs, he shows up and he shows out. And for him to go out like this, it sucks because we all know his position on the Golden State Warriors. They didn't bring him here for the regular season. The regular season, they could ride out the wave, they could weather the storm, they could go through the regular season. It's fine. They brought him here simply for the main reason of the NBA playoffs. Because Jimmy Butler on your team, it doesn't matter if you're the 8th seed, the 7th seed, the 6th seed, or the 1st seed. He's going to make it work, and he's so good of a player that he can put up 50 points or he could give you 12 assists. He can create for himself, he can create for others, and it creates a new style of play where you have to guard Steph Curry, which you always have to do, but now you have Jimmy Butler that you have to focus on, who plays a completely different style of basketball than Steph, and now it's so hard on the defense. You put the defense on their heels, and it's supposed to make everything easier. And now that he's down, it sucks, right? Because what do you do from here? Pretty much is back to doubling Steph Curry, is back to trapping, is back to boxing one, is back to Steph Curry basically looking like a regular human being now. And Draymond Green can't do nothing. And then their biggest mistake is Jonathan Kuminga. They never gave him a chance. They never developed him. They never did anything with him. In fact, they're wasting his career. They're wasting his youth. And all of this is blamed on Steve Kerr. He's always been the problem. Coaching for him was never beneficial for the young guys. He's never been the type of coach who developed young guys. Even when he came to the team, he came to an already developed Steph Curry, and already developed Klay Thompson, and already developed Draymond Green. Kevon Looney was pretty much already developed, and all he had to do is find a way to make the pieces work, which Mark Jackson was already part of that. He did the biggest part and the hardest part, and Steve Kerr was never that type of player. He was never that type of coach neither. So with that being said, Jonathan Kuminga's whole career is getting wasted. He's a young guy that you can use to your benefit, and they're choosing not to. I mean, like I said, Steph Curry's averaging 27 points. Steph Curry's taking 11 threes, 12 threes per game, making like 4 or 5 of them per game, pretty much averaging 39-40%, okay? His field goal percentage is like 40%. His free throws is a 93. He's always been a great three-point shooter, a free throw point shooter. When it comes to scoring, Steph Curry's him. And the other night, he dropped like 27 points. I think it was 11 assists against the Timberwolves. Led the Warriors to a win. But it's just not enough. Is not going to help them. And now Kuminga is down. It's like, what are you doing with the end of Steph Curry's career? And this whole idea of Steph Curry asking for a trade, it needs to stop. He's not going to ask for a trade. Klay Thompson left. Okay, cool. We don't know what situation was going on over there. Apparently it's contractual, so on and so forth. Draymond Green had his situations. They got rid of Wiggins. But Steph Curry leaving, that's not happening. Steph Curry is going to be a lifetime Warrior. There's no way on earth that Steph decides to go play somewhere else. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? You have 4 rings. You pretty much built the biggest dynasty almost in NBA history, okay? From 2016 all the way till now, pretty much, I'll say even 2015. 2015 was their first ring. Let's count that. 2015, 2017, 2018. That's 3 rings. Okay, then you have 2022, which is another ring, and he won Finals MVP. What else do you need? There's not much that you need. Okay, it's fine, bro. Sometimes it's okay to ride out your career and just end and just see how it goes, man. And sometimes it's okay to retire. You're 37 years old. It's not 2015 no more. It's not 2016 no more. It's not 17, 18. It's not that time anymore, bro. It's okay to accept the fact that the young guys got it. And although you might be nice and you might have a lot left in the tank, you're just not there anymore. You're not at your peak. And if it's okay to be that guy, to be like, okay, you know what, I'll be the OGs. Let's bring some young guys in. Let's develop them. And let's move forward. Sometimes it's okay to be like, you know what, maybe it's my time to retire. The dynasty is done. It's over. There's no championship coming soon. None of that is happening. Just let it go. Okay, let it go. They're already talking about who can we trade at the deadline. You can't trade nobody in the deadline. And leave Kuminga alone, bro. If you're not going to trade him, pay him, let him play. If you are going to let him play, then pay him and stop doing this to him. The man is actually a good player. I know he's not Kawhi, okay? I get it. Sometimes he be dragging it saying he's Kawhi Leonard. He's not Kawhi, okay? But he's definitely not ass. Let him play. Like, at this point, you're just wasting his time, wasting his career. And it sucks that an NBA player has to go through this. And it shows you that sometimes business basically takes over the game. Business sometimes is more important than the game in their eyes. And that's what sucks. But anyways, thank you so much for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. This Real Talk with E. Safe.